everyone, and welcome back. It is time for an overdue empties video. This is my current empties bin. It is like overflowing to the max. It's actually an arm workout trying to lift this up. So yes, take it all in. No time to waste. We have to crack on because I'm going to be here for a while. So let's just pick stuff off the top. I hope that you enjoy. I haven't done an empties in about 6 months. I think I did one at the start of the year. So yes, this is definitely quite overdue and I just need to get these into the recycling bin now, I think. Some of these might be so old, I might not even remember my thoughts on them if they were particularly memorable, but we'll see as we go along. So yes, do hit the thumbs up button and subscribe if you are not already, and let's get into it. So I'm going to start with one that I actually just finished this morning, which is my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Finish setting spray. Definitely one of the best setting sprays on the market, I think. It's incredible for longevity. It just melts all of your makeup in. My makeup definitely lasts a lot longer when I use this. Will I repurchase it? Absolutely. I think this is probably like my 4th bottle now that I've gone through. And I only really use setting spray if I am kind of in the office all day, or if I'm out all day, or if I have an evening event where maybe I'm putting on a little bit more makeup and I don't want it to fade in like an hour's time because I've just spent all of that time getting the makeup on my face. So it has to last, and this one definitely does the job. Another very recent empty is the Chlorine Dry Shampoo. This is the oat version that has ceramides in it as well. If you have a sensitive scalp, I cannot recommend this dry shampoo enough. I'm never without a dry shampoo. Try to time my run days with my hair wash days, because you know those are the days where I really should wash my hair, otherwise we're in trouble. But on the kind of in-between days, I do like to have a dry shampoo on hand. It just keeps everything nice and clean and refreshed. And I really like this one. It does leave a little bit of a white cast, but I just massage it in and it's absolutely fine. I have dark hair, so most dry shampoos will leave a little bit of white cast. Definitely one of my favourite dry shampoos. Another hair product is from Drybar. This is the Hot Toddy Heat Protectant Spray. I know Hot Toddy is a cocktail. And from the scent of this, I'm going to assume it's like a cherry kind of cocktail. Is that right? I'm not really sure, but this does have a significant cherry scent to it, which is quite strong and overpowering, but I really like Drybar. I did enjoy this heat protectant as well. It worked really well on dry hair. I'm often like one of those people where I'll wash my hair in the evening, but then in the morning, once it's dry, I want to style it. So that's when I will apply my heat protectant. I much prefer like an aerosol or a spray that I can use in dry hair. And this one worked really well. If you don't like a cherry scent, I honestly wouldn't recommend this because it is very strong, even now. It's, yes, very pungent, but I don't find it sticks in the hair. But obviously that's just something to note. I also used up one of the Bioma Balancing Face Mists. I think this is the 2nd bottle of this that I've had, and I really enjoyed this. I've got another Bioma product in here. I really like Bioma. I think that for the price, the products are really great, and they just seem to tick all of the boxes for my particular skin and what I'm looking for in my skincare. So this one was really nice in the mornings to apply before going in with my serum and SPF. It's just a really nice step to just wake up the face a little bit, and it's very refreshing as well. So this one has a triceramide complex, allantoin and probiotic ferment as well, which helps you replenish and strengthen the skin's microbiome. I found it very hydrating, soothing, just a really lovely fuss-free toning step in the morning. The other Bioma product I have is their Moisturising Gel Cream. This is a very lightweight moisturiser. I always opt for a gel cream formula because typically I will use a kind of more emollient moisturising SPF, so I don't always need my daytime moisturiser to be, you know, really like packing a punch when it comes to hydration. I want something that's quite thin and is just going to sink in really nicely. And this one definitely does. It has niacinamide and green tea as well, and it helps to brighten the skin, even tone and support the skin barrier. I really like this. Again, it's pretty affordable. Like, I don't think you can go wrong with a lot of the Bioma products. They're just quite easy, fuss-free products to get on with. And yeah, this was another one that I really enjoyed. I think I have like 100 Aveeno products in here. Let's start with this one. This is the Daily Moisturising Lotion. If you watched it might have been my summer beauty edit video, I spoke about my shaving routine and how I keep my skin nice and supple and hydrated and nourished throughout the summer months when you are shaving a lot more regularly and you know, you have your legs out and stuff like that. And it's always been something I've really struggled with. So I will get out of the shower and just slather my legs in this moisturising lotion. It is so good, it's so nourishing. It really does soothe my skin, and my legs are very prone to just getting irritated, especially in the summer. If I shave and then go out and it's a bit hot and I might get a bit sweaty, my legs will just flare up. Like, I don't know if it's the combination of having just shaved and then the sweat, like it just, oh my god, it's a recipe for it's a recipe for disaster. But when I use this straight out of the shower, it really helps, and I've noticed like just the most incredible improvements on the kind of skin on my legs when using this. So I have repurchased it. I did not go a day without this in my collection. I bought it again straight away because I just had to have it. So again, from Aveeno, I have 2 of their conditioners. This is the Daily Moisture for Dry Hair, again with oat milk. You'll notice a trend that I'm just obsessed with oat milk. I really like this. It has a nice like vanilla sandalwoody scent. It's almost like a little bit masculine, but still sweet enough. I really like it, and I like the texture. The only thing I don't love about this is the packaging. I don't know why, I find these kind of bottles just really hard to squeeze the product out of when you reach the end. The kind of plastic is just very hard, and so I feel like you can't get every last drop because they just become really difficult to actually squeeze the product out of. But I do really like these. Again, they're like pretty affordable. You can often find them on sale or some kind of special offer. And yeah, my hair always feels very nice and soft, easy to comb through when I get out of the shower. It's definitely one that I would go back to, and clearly I used up 2. So the end of the story is Pearl de Coco body scrub. This was another one that I featured in my summer beauty roundup video. I don't think this is available anymore. Yeah, let's all have just a moment of silence for that one. I will often send my boyfriend out to pick me up one of these when he's at work, because his office is like literally right next to an and of the stories. I had a look online and I couldn't find this anywhere. They have repackaged their body scrubs as well. And I mean, this must have only happened within the last like couple of months, I want to say, because it wasn't long that I bought my kind of backup. But yes, I don't know if they're available anymore. The packaging has changed. They still have some scents, so I think I will just have to go out and find a new signature scent from the range, but that is potentially quite devastating actually for everybody involved. So yes, I love these body scrubs, and a body scrub is something that I've been trying to incorporate into my summer skin routine, and I think just all year round, just trying to maintain smooth skin, making sure that my legs are razor burn free. Incorporating a body scrub has been really helpful. I'm currently using a body scrub from Dove, and I don't really love it. I kept seeing it everywhere, like on Instagram, as part of those like, you know, aesthetic self-care routines, and I thought, oh, that would be good. It's like pretty affordable. You can pick it up from Sainsbury's when I do the food shop. But the particles are like so fine. It's very sand-like, and it just, I don't know, they don't quite rinse away properly. I don't know. I'm not obsessed with it. So I might just have to find another scent in the End of the Stories range, because I do just love that formula. Another body product that I have is from Mayo or Mayo, not really sure. This is their Gentle Golden Myicella Cleanser. This is a body cleanser, so not one for the face. I really like the scent of this. I feel like for a body wash, this is probably quite expensive. I did some sponsored work with them over my Instagram, gosh, a few years ago, and that was how I first got introduced to the brand. And I really like their like golden skin range. The scent is very citrus and very summery, really lovely, really nice formulas as well. Like this was a very nice kind of softening body cleanser. Like, it doesn't foam up too much. It was just a really nice simple cleanser. But honestly, when it comes to a body wash, I'm happy just to get a very simple one from the drugstore. I don't really feel like I need to spend over like £5 on a body wash, but that's just me. Another very simple kind to the skin product is the La Roche-Posay Tilbury Dermo cleanser. So this is a cream cleanser, and if you have sensitive skin, I do not think you can get much more simple and soothing and calming than this cleanser right here. Almost to the point where I actually felt like I just needed a bit more, if that makes sense. If I'm having a very dry skin day, like during the winter months, this was perfect for me. But in the summer, if I have potentially a couple of layers of like sun cream on, I'm a bit sweaty, I just need something that packs a little bit more of a punch. This just isn't quite that. Not to its fault, because I think that it is still a very good cleanser and can most definitely fit into the right person's routine. It's just very, very simple, very creamy, like does not foam up at all. It's like putting yogurt on your face. If you have sensitive skin, or if you have irritated patches and you just don't want anything to potentially irritate or kind of cause a flare up, I do think this is fantastic. A couple of other hair products. BEAUTY Dry Shampoo. This is a tropical scent. Oh, this is such a such a strange scent to me. It like is tropical, but it's very powdery. Very strange. I get in and out of love with the BEAUTY Dry Shampoo. I would recommend the Chlorine over the BEAUTY. I think this one is a bit harsher to the scalp. It's definitely more intense. If you have like the oiliest of oily hair, I mean, probably just wash your hair at that point. But if that is not an option, then yes, I do think the BEAUTY ones are excellent if you really, really need oil control. I've been doing absolutely fine with a slightly gentler dry shampoo, and I don't get as much product build up. I don't get as much of a kind of itchy scalp feel. So I think my days with BEAUTY might be over, because I just think it's a bit too intense now for what I need. I don't know if my hair type has changed. Yeah, I'm not really sure. But BEAUTY is great if you want something super cheap and like super, super effective. But if you don't need that level of oil control, I would recommend going something a little bit more gentle. This is the L'Oreal Rehydrating Conditioner. So this says it's for oily scalp and roots and dehydrated lengths. So it's almost like combination skin but on your hair, I guess. If you have an oily scalp but you have dry ends, this might be a conditioner for you. Now the oily scalp thing kind of confused me, because I don't personally put conditioner on my roots. I feel like that would just create a little bit too much product build up there. Potentially my hair would get a bit too oily throughout the day. But to be fair, it does say it combats that, so I'm not sure. I haven't tried it in that way. But as a conditioner, I think this was fine. I don't really remember anything about it, other than the fact I thought it was weird that it said for oily scalp and roots, but it's a conditioner which you would typically put on the ends of your hair. But I do really like L'Oreal hair products in general. I think I have, yeah, 2 or 3 other products from L'Oreal in here. Definitely one of my go-to hair care brands at the drugstore, so I don't mind just switching it up every now and again. I don't remember this being horrible, but it didn't stand out to me. And then I have a couple of Inky List moisturizers in here. Oh, this one I really liked, actually. This is the Bioactive Ceramide Repairing and Plumping Moisturizer. So this is one that I would use in the evening, and it reminded me so much of the Drunk Elephant La La Retro. Like that really just kind of like thick, whipped, like a cloud-like moisturizer. I really, really, really did like this, and I would definitely repurchase it. This was excellent. Like, it just felt really, like it was really plumping the skin, and like it was really kind of nourishing, just giving my skin a really good drink of moisture. And when I would wake up in the morning, I just felt like my skin was very bouncy, and yeah, it just did everything that I would like an evening moisturizer to do. So really happy that I tried that. Again, Inky List, a pretty cheap brand. And yeah, really impressed with that one. The other one I have, which is probably the opposite end of the spectrum in terms of texture, is, oh no, this isn't the Omega Water Cream at all. I'm lying. This is the, the Oat Cleansing Balm. This is the exact same packaging as their Omega Water Cream. So I thought that was what this was, but actually it's not at all. This is a mini of their Oat Cleansing Balm, which I think I took with me when we went to Copenhagen, and then I must have used it after that as well. With this one from the Inky list, like, you really have to make sure that you're kind of mixing the product up before you actually squeeze it out of the tube, so it can be a little bit of a faff. I do find that this is probably one of the more hydrating cleansing balms that I've tried. Just the packaging is like a bit of a faff. Another cleansing balm that I love is the Beauty of Josan Radiance Cleansing Balm. This is absolutely wonderful, and this does come in a nice tub packaging, so just really easy to get the product out. I think this one also comes with like a little spatula. I don't have that. I must have thrown that away prematurely. Really like this. Very simple ingredients, very nourishing on the skin. This doesn't have a scent at all, so I think if you have sensitive skin, you will really enjoy this one. One of my best friends actually went out and bought this after I had tried it for the first time, because I was just raving about it, and she really enjoyed it as well. So yes, lovely, lovely cleansing balm. And Beauty of Josan are now found in Boots and maybe a couple of other places, so a lot more accessible than they once were, so that is fab. One of my favourites, Roche-Posay SPF 50. This is the oil control version. One of the best SPFs, honestly. I just love La Roche-Posay when it comes to sun care. I really trust their formulas. If I go on holiday to a hot country, I will always pack my La Roche-Posay SPF because I know it's just very reliable. I don't burn, it doesn't irritate my skin, I can reapply it, and it just works really, really well. So yes, always have one of these on the go, especially in the summer. I have a serum from Codily. I don't remember what I thought about this one. It's the Hyaluronic Acid Serum. When I think of a Hyaluronic Acid Serum, I think of a kind of gel-like, transparent formula, whereas this was a bit creamy. So it was actually quite nice because I felt like it gave my skin a bit more hydration, but it didn't sink in as well. I don't think I would repurchase it. It also has a bit of a strong scent, which I think most I think most, gosh, I cannot talk. I think most Codily products do, but yeah, it has like almost a kind of thick, like jelly texture. Perhaps if it was on sale or something like that, I would repurchase it. I just don't think it's like one of my favourite hyaluronic acid serums. Okay, this was a product I really liked. This is the Peach and Lily Wild Dew Treatment Essence. This is glass skin in a bottle. I would use this in the mornings, so I would spray a bit of the Bioma mist or whatever skincare mist I have on the go, and then I would go in with a bit of this essence, and it was like a drink of water. It just makes your skin glow, makes it look super juicy and plump. My serums, moisturizers, everything sat really nicely over the top of this. I think just essences in general are a really underrated step, I think, in skincare, definitely in the Western world anyway. I know in like Korea, Japan, essences are really, really big, and you often see people going in with like 20 layers of, of essence. And you know, I think there's a good reason behind that, because they do genuinely make the skin look incredible and a really good prep step for makeup. So really like that. Another sunscreen. This is the Beauty of Josan one. This is very small. Another really lovely one. This is a very hydrating formula, the Beauty of Josan. It feels a lot thinner than the La Roche-Posay. The La Roche-Posay feels like a traditional like SPF lotion, whereas this really feels like a nice, elegant face moisturizer, but it has SPF 50 and it's just the most beautiful lightweight texture. It's so lightweight, very comfortable on the skin. If you don't love the feeling of SPF, please, please, please try this one, because I think this one might just change your mind. We are getting to the bottom of the basket now, and some of these products are really old. So I need to do these more regularly, because I'm looking at some of these and I'm like, I don't even remember like using that. Okay, this product. Oh, what a powerhouse of a skincare product this is. It's the Alpha H Liquid Gold Midnight Reboot Serum with 14% glycolic acid. 14%, that's pretty high. If you want like new skin, you have to try this. I have not tried a nighttime serum that has changed my skin quite like this one did. I do need to repurchase it. I'm using a retinol serum at the moment. I'm trying to kind of switch from using glycolic acid, which is definitely my go-to ingredient for my evening serum, and I'm trying to go over to using a retinol, but I do find my skin just loves glycolic acid. Definitely prefer it over salicylic acid, which I know is another popular active, which is in a lot of products. It's in the very popular Paula's Choice. Is that just called the salicylic acid? Like the one in the kind of dark grey bottle. I've used that before and I just didn't get the results that I really wanted. I didn't feel like it did anything for my skin. Whereas this, like, you can see the difference in your skin. My skin was so smooth, like the texture was evened out. Not a cheap product, but my god, is this an absolute powerhouse of a serum. So I think this is the last skincare product that I have, and it's just a mini. This is a tiny Glow Recipe Plump Hyaluronic Cream. This is another gel moisturizer, which I love to use in the mornings. As I said, it's just nice to have a slightly lighter weight moisturizing option, especially if I'm going in with a really lovely kind of richer SPF. I've used a full size one of this as well, gosh, quite a few years ago now. But yeah, I really liked it. I think this was another one that I took with me when I went to Copenhagen back in April. So yes, it's been sitting in this bin ever since. And yeah, I do really like this. Again, it is a moisturizer that I would probably repurchase in the future. Just leaves your skin really nice and dewy, and it's the right amount of moisturization for me in the mornings, especially in the summer when, as I said, I'm using more SPF and my skin does get a bit oilier. I don't want to have a very thick moisturizer kind of in the mix, you know, on top of everything else. Two from L'Oreal, as I said, one of my favorite drugstore hair care brands. The Bondre hair shampoo, probably my all-time favorite hair shampoo. I need to get back into using this because when I was using it consistently, I really did feel like my hair was thicker around the roots. It just felt stronger and a little bit more dense, and that is definitely what I'm aiming for at the moment. So yeah, I really do need to get back into using this because it is an excellent shampoo. I then have their Glycolic Gloss Conditioner. I'm not sure what the difference is between this and their normal conditioners. I think this is meant to be more like a treatment. Yeah, I think it's just meant to be almost like a gloss treatment that you can use in replacement of your conditioner. I use this after I would go swimming because typically the chlorine does really F with your hair, and I felt like my hair just needed a thick conditioner that was really going to smooth my hair, just help make it look nice and shiny and glossy, easy to brush through after I swim. So yeah, I did really like this. Yeah, it does say our first at-home glossing routine, so I guess it is kind of like a treatment. Maybe I should just read the back because it is answering the questions that I'm literally having. So it is an at-home glossing treatment powered with glycolic acid. Well, we know we love that. Restores fibres from the inside to improve hair quality and seal the hair with lasting shine. But I did really enjoy this. I think it's a nice one to have in your routine to use like once a week or every other hair wash, just to maintain a nice level of shine. I then have a couple of minis, which I think I also kept in my swim/gym bag. The Way Leave-In Conditioner. Love the formula, hated the smell. It literally smells like an old person's perfume. I think it's their rose floral scent, and that was just not for me. Really not for me, so I won't repurchase this. I did like the formula, it was nice. Quite a milky texture, so definitely not one to overdo in your hair because it might weigh your hair down a little bit. But I quite liked it. It was just the smell, not for me at all. However, their body cream, holy moly, is this probably one of the best smelling body products I have ever smelled in my entire life. I don't know what scent this is. It might be their St. Bart's scent. I have a feeling that's what it is. Golly gosh, I'm obsessed. Like, I am obsessed. This and the And Other Stories Powder Cocoa Body Scrub, you will smell like the most sweet vanilla tropical like Beach Babe. I mean, what a duo, honestly. For a body cream, for me, it's just a bit expensive to buy the full size. The mini was lovely and it came in a gift pack that my friend got me, which was really lovely. But the full size is quite expensive. I just don't know. But the scent is absolutely incredible. And I know that they have quite a few other products that have the same St. scent. Scent, absolutely 10 out of 10. Just a bit expensive to buy the full size product. Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. We're on to makeup now. And then we are done. Keep the energy up, people. Keeping the vibes high. Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. Again, with that like very rose, florally old scent, which isn't my favourite. Yeah, this isn't my favourite setting spray in general. I don't think it holds a candle to the Charlotte Tilbury. I think this was more of a finishing spray rather than a makeup fixing mist. Fixing mist to me indicates it's going to be long lasting and just hold your makeup in place or fix your makeup in place. Whereas I felt like this did a good job at kind of melting everything together, but yeah, I didn't see much difference in the wear of my makeup. And again, the smell, just not for me. So I have a couple of retired products that are not necessarily finished. However, they need to swiftly exit my collection because they are just too old. And one of them literally is growing mold. It's growing mold. That is absolutely grim. Let's get that one out of the way first, shall we? My beloved Chanel Ombre Black Star. That's the by Terry ones. Ombre Premier in Patine Bronze, which is like, I mean, it's a little bit more of a greeny bronze at the moment. Yes, definitely au naturel. I think this started to go a bit funky because I was using a damp brush to try and get the product out. And obviously the moisture did its thing and it's now moldy. So that's fine. It was dried up anyway, so it, you know, it's not exactly a lost cause. I got more out of it than I probably would have if I didn't use a damp brush on those very few occasions. But I love the colour of this. I really do like the formula of these Chanel cream shadows. They're a little bit stiffer and putty-like, which I also think is their downfall because they dry out quite quickly. So the formula is lovely when it's fresh and you've had it for a few months. Then it starts to get a little bit dry because the formula just isn't as creamy, it's not as airy. But I do really like them and I love the shades that they have as well. And the other product I'm retiring is my NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I have had this concealer in my collection since they launched. I don't know how long that was. I genuinely think that was maybe like 12 years ago. Let's not even go there. And this is the shade Vanilla, which is light 2. They probably changed the shade since then as well, who knows. I don't even know why I had this in my collection for so long. But I do remember trying it, yeah, quite soon after they launched, and I did a blog post and everything, which is why I know it must be quite a few years ago because I haven't consistently blogged for maybe like 3 years. I do really like the formula. I think it's a quite a unique concealer formula. Really airbrush looking on the skin. I can use it under my eyes. I never had a problem with that. Some people prefer to use it to spot conceal and to use just across the skin, but for me, under the eyes as well, it worked quite nicely. I would absolutely repurchase this 100%. It was just such a lovely airbrush, like very smoothing formula. It literally looks like you have photoshopped your face. I remember being just so impressed with these when they launched. So yeah, I would definitely repurchase that one. 2 eyebrow products. The e.l.f. Waterproof Instant Lift Brow Pencil. It was a bit too waxy and the end was a bit too thick. So those two things combined did make for a slightly messier brow application, but my brows are quite thick anyway, so for me I could get away with it and I could make it work. But if you were looking for a very thin, precise brow pencil, I don't think this is going to be the one. It does have a nice spoolie on the end though, which is a bonus. If you have thicker brows and you want just a really quick application, I think this one is quite nice. The shade I have was really good actually, if I can find it. Neutral brown. Yeah, I always try and go for neutral or cool tone brown or like a taupe or something like that. Otherwise, I find that brow products can pull quite red on me and go a bit orangey, which is not quite the look that we're after. And then a Glossier Boy Brow. I've used this on and off for years, literally since the brand launched in the UK. I've used the Glossier Boy Brow. Such a lovely little brow product. It has the tiniest little spoolie on the end. Just really easy to use, really quick at filling in the brows. The shade I have is just brown. It has little fibres in there as well, so it does create a thicker brow look. But yeah, I love this. I love Glossier. I do. I then have a Maybelline mascara. Actually, I only have one mascara in here, which is quite surprising. I thought I would have maybe finished another one. Oh, this is like not coming out. What's happened here? Oh no. Oh, there we go. Yeah, this is a great mascara. If you want length, if you want definition. It's not super volumizing, but it really does give a great amount of length. Yeah, really does give a lovely amount of length and definition. I love the wand. I definitely prefer a more plasticky wand to something that's more natural and very flexible as well. And yeah, this is one I would definitely repurchase. I think I've had, God, a good handful of these. It's always a mascara that I will go back to. One of my e.l.f. Power Grips. This has definitely been my most used primer throughout the past few years, so I'm not surprised to see one of these in here. And just a really good gripping primer if you have dry skin and you want something that is going to give you like a little bit of hydration, but that's going to create just a nice like sticky barrier that really holds the makeup in place really well. This is definitely one to go for. This paired with the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, your makeup is not going to go anywhere. It is like the combination if you want your makeup to be locked in. So yes, I currently have one of these on the go at the moment. It's just a great primer and very affordable as well. And then the last product I have, I need some water or something. Okay, next time I'm filming my empties a lot sooner because this is too much. I'm dreading editing this video because it's just gonna be so long. The last product is Bloom and Blossom Lip Service Nourishing Lip Balm. I think I got this from M&S. I don't know where you can buy this from. Obviously their own website, but I think M&S might be one of the only stockists in the UK. This was just your classic lanolin balm, you know, very lanolin-esque, very Lano Lips-esque, very similar to the original balm.com from Glossier, like the unscented, untinted version, just like your classic balm.com. I really like this. The packaging is so cute. Just a really good classic lanolin based lip balm. I don't think you can go wrong with this, really. Yeah, I would definitely repurchase it. So that was all of my empties. Oh my gosh, I think I need to go and do some recycling after this. Thank you so much for watching. It's a long one, so let's wrap this up quite quickly. Empties are definitely one of my favourite videos to film, and I do always save my empties. So even if it's a few months in between each one, there is always one coming up at some point. So do subscribe if you enjoy talking trash. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.